I'm Staff Sergeant Josh Hauser, and in the news, it was a deadly weekend in Afghanistan. 30 people were killed and more than 50 wounded when a series of explosions hit the center of Kandahar Saturday. The Taliban says the attacks are a message to NATO commanders. Suicide bombers detonated explosive devices across the city. The attacks come only days after U.S. and NATO commanders declared their next main focus is shifting to Kandahar. Officials said the biggest attack was at a prison near the city's outskirts, apparently an attempt to repeat a jailbreak there 2 years ago. And about 300 U.S. Marines participated in live fire exercises as part of continued training with the Republic of Korea. The 10-day Key Reserve and Full Eagle drills are designed to test the Allies' defense readiness and their ability to deal with North Korea's nuclear arsenal.
Objective for this training is to show our support for the Republic of Korea through training here at Rodriguez Range, as well as to get our good training out of being able to go to a different area besides Camp Pendleton to shoot artillery in support of our infantry.
Key Reserve and Full Eagle drills involve about 18,000 U.S. troops, with 8,000 coming from abroad and 10,000 stationed in the ROK. Meanwhile, humanitarian efforts continue in Chile. The Expeditionary Medical Support Hospital prepares to open its doors to the local community in Angol. They're configuring and calibrating equipment in preparation. Last week, a Navy assessment team traveled to the country to provide technical expertise following a devastating earthquake there on February 27th. The National Guard is mobilizing soldiers and airmen to support flood operations in North Dakota. Guard officials say 300 to 400 guardsmen should be on the ground by Tuesday, conducting a variety of missions from sandbagging to traffic control. Meanwhile, dozens of National Guardsmen are on duty in West Virginia, where rain and melting snow have put many rivers and streams over their banks. Guardsmen are working in the state's Emergency Operations Center as well as gathering information for future operations. And military families will be the focus of an upcoming episode of Hannah Montana. The Disney Channel invited dozens of families onto their Hollywood set Friday for a special taping and asked them to appear in the show. Between breaks in the shooting, the show's star Miley Cyrus, along with other members of the cast, took time to interact with their guests.
With these kids, you would never know that anything at home is not just like the normal average, kid going to a normal school. And I think that's so cool that they keep their head up high and that we could maybe bring them a sense of joy and peace today. We have, different audience members every night, but none quite like this. So, we have people from Make-A-Wish, we have people from everywhere. But I think to know that these, people are sacrificing maybe being with their parents or, kind of having a normal childhood just for people, for our independence, for our freedom. I think that's, really one of the most magical things to have those families here.
It was just really, really important to make sure we had enough time to where we could spend time visiting with the families that are out here today, to have the concert stuff look really cool. But it was just, we wanted to make sure that if we were going to do this special episode, sort of honoring the military families, we wanted to make sure we gave it its due diligence and do it right.
The episode deals with the relationship between children and their parents. Miley's reminded of how fortunate she is to have her father at home after she overhears the conversation of a friend who was on the phone with his deployed father. It's set to air later this summer. And for all the latest military news, podcasts, signature programming, and more, head online to PentagonChannel.mil. I'm Staff Sergeant Josh Hauser with your Pentagon Channel News Update.